Got my official podcast hat. Look at that. Yeah, can't get one of these just everywhere. Okay. All right. Wasabi! Hello, Michael Melkos. Sarah Reed Spencer, how you doing? Hello, Stronger and Wiser. Hello, Obble Cakes, Nicole. Hannah beautiful person. Hello. Hello, Pomable. Krista, Savanita. Hello, ACN C12, Adrian. Hello, Kitten Tracks, Edison Al. Hello, Catherine Hunt. K Hunt. Hello, Terry Mabe. Hey, Krista. Krista, it is not storming yet.
No.
Couple
supposed to?
I don't know.
It's a radar say.
A couple of raindrops were falling on my head while I was walking the Zonut.
Well.
Whoa.
But there's nothing near us.
Why don't you shoot Delkus a text and see what he's doing? Hello, Chris
It says we have
Savano.
a 50% chance tonight, then down to a 30%.
Hello, Yana. Good to see you. Good to see you. Come on in. File your way in. Plenty of seating in the front. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. What happened to Pete? Oh, Pete Delkus. My sister's dog's name's Pete, so I panicked. Stronger and Wiser. Oh, well. Hello, Al Bear. Maybe it'll, I don't know. Maybe it'll start raining while we're doing the pod. Hello, Annalou. Hello, Jennifer Montgomery Martinez. Yes. How you like that? Limited edition. I only ordered enough for the vacation and maybe a few more. That's all we got. Hello, Charles. Hello, Cool Kicks. Hello, Julie's Overalls.
Ready to get started? Enough people filed in?
I want that, Sin. Oh, Sin, and there's something I wanted. I'll just tell you right here in front of everybody. Can you clip, I think it was 2 podcasts ago, Kellie, without changing her voice, said, he had to get his wiener whacked, and that's it. So can you just clip Kellie saying, he had to get his wiener whacked, and that's it?
What was I talking about?
Exactly.
What was I talking about then?
Larry, I think.
Oh, when George went to get fixed. That's what it was.
Well, it wasn't George. It was Larry.
No, when George went to get fixed, I went and the vet did all these other things, like extracted a tooth and all these other things. Is that what I was talking about?
No. I don't know.
And then the vet called and left me a voicemail so long that it read out and he left me another one.
Sin said Sin said, I got you. Sin also said her sweet, dear mother is proud of her job. I used to know this guy who laughed. He laughed like this.
Oh, man. All right.
What?
Can we get going?
We can get going. When I say we get going, that's when we get going. Okay, let's see here. Anybody been messing with my stuff here like they do in the rest of the house?
No.
Okay. Got a memory chip in. We have volume. Give me a little something, something.
Testing 1, 2, testing.
Phil McCracken, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Phil McCracken, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Philip McCracken.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. It's a podcast. I'm Kellie Rasberry Evans. This is my husband, Alan Evans.
A Trey in the house.
You have to forgive me. I'm just a little bit emotional.
What? Oh, because you were watching that Katherine Heigl thing?
I just finished watching, I binged Firefly Lane on Netflix. I finished the whole thing today.
It's a tearjerker?
Yes, Alan.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh.
It's about two friends that grew up together on a street called Firefly Lane.
Okay.
Not to spoil it for anybody, but somebody dies.
Oh.
And I didn't think I was going to cry because I knew it was going to happen, but I still got very emotional.
Oh.
And then as soon as I turned off the TV, we had to come in here and start recording a podcast. So I'm a tad bit emotional right now. But
so it must have been a good show.
It was good. It was good. It kind of, it was only 2 seasons on Netflix. It's Katherine Heigl and Sarah Chalk. They play best friends, and it bounces back and forth between the 70s, 80s, 90s, today, like that. They go through generations and stuff. Anyway, the Katherine Heigl plays this kind of Oprah-like character. She's a huge talk show host.
Oh.
And has a big following. And her best friend is the behind-the-scenes girl, the writer-producer friend, and it's just, I don't know. Tommy Jean and I, best friends since 5th grade, we don't really resemble these two characters that much, but we related to the bond of those two characters.
You related to the content.
We related to their bond. And so.
Oh, Tommy Jean was watching it too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It just got me.
Got me. It got you?
Katherine Heigl's gotten me twice in this lifetime.
Were you texting back and forth during the whole thing?
No, not for this, not today, because I just binged the rest of it, because they divided the second season into 2 parts. And I've been putting off watching. I put off watching shows that I know are going to end because I know once I watch it, that's it. So I've kind of been putting it off for a while. So I finally watched it today. I just sat down and watched the whole thing. And it's very emotional. But Katherine Heigl got me many years ago when she was on Grey's Anatomy. And, she played Izzy. And she fell in love with a patient named Denny. And Denny was played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Fake Walter A. Evans.
Yeah.
Or I'm the fake Jeffrey Dean Morgan. One
way or the other. Yeah. And Denny died. Whoa. And Katherine laid on his bed when he died. When they were engaged to be married, it was like this really traumatic thing.
Gosh.
And then Katherine Heigl went off and she started being labeled difficult because of some things she was doing.
I heard about that.
She was like, I don't take my name out of enemy consideration because I haven't been given the material worthy of being considered, which is actually insulting the people that wrote the show.
It's kind of prickish.
Yeah. And she just did a few things. And now she's doing an interview about how, she feels bad because she felt like she had things to say, but maybe they weren't delivered the correct way or interpreted the right way. I like her. I think she's a great actress, but I think, a lot of times opinionated women are labeled
prickish,
bitchish,
bitchy.
Yeah. So I don't know, but she got me on Firefly Lane. So I'm just a little bit.
You're a little, emotional. You sound emotional, babe.
And then last night I'm watching part 2 of the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion. Alan sits there and kind of half watches with me.
Yeah.
Because all he hears is women screaming at each other.
Oh gosh.
But I'm just like chomping at the bit for part 3 to come out, because next, if y'all watch Real Housewives of New Jersey, the husbands come out next week, and that's going to be good because then Louis comes out, Teresa's husband, Louis,
bitch
and they're
boy.
all going to. Well, I had to. If y'all don't know about who I'm talking about, I'm not going to get into it, but I tried to explain to Alan why Melissa calling Louis bitch boy had so much meaning. I just can't. I can't do it. If people don't understand, they don't care. But it's still. These are very emotional roller coaster times for me as a TV viewer.
Sure. Well, I'm glad you found a show you liked.
Well, it's over now.
Yeah, it's over now.
And after next week, Real Housewives of New Jersey will be over. I finally watched The Mother, the Jennifer Lopez movie, and that one wrecked me. Everything's wrecking me right now. I need to watch something a little bit more lighthearted and uplifting. Oh, Alan and I finished watching the Jury Duty. That was good.
It was great. I started to get a little bored, like the next to last episode. I'm like, okay, this is
stretching it out.
They're stretching the bit a little too long. I don't want to. We're not going to tell everybody what happened, right?
Well, what it is the premise of the show. You
Well,
know,
we've talked about that.
Yeah, it's everybody's in on the joke except one guy. He
Right.
thinks he's taking part in a documentary about being a part of a jury, but he thinks it's a real trial.
But the way they wrapped it up, awesome.
Yeah.
I was so happy with the way
Yeah.
it ended, and it left me thinking that was an awesome show.
Yeah.
It really did.
And I had to, let's be honest, I got you watching Kicking and Screaming. You didn't want to.
Oh, I don't like kicking and screaming.
Yeah, you were not really happy.
I disagree.
All right. Well, at least he watched it with me.
I did.
And now we're going to watch something else. I just don't know what.
Yeah, we'll watch something else.
Real Housewives of New Jersey Part 3.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of really big guys that wear really tight shirts
New
and
Jersey.
they're really tan, but they're losing a lot of their hair.
That's New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's just the way it
and
is.
they all look like they had their eyes done. It's just, I don't know. It gives me the willies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
As you sit there in your tank top,
Yeah.
completely tatted up sleeves.
That's what I'm going to do.
But they give you the willies.
That's what I'm going to do is judge appearances. But that's not what we're going to talk about this entire podcast.
I just had to explain my, what's the word? Depressed state, I guess.
Yeah. That's okay, babe. That's okay. We've got a dog. It's at the doghouse.
Whatever.
And it's not the character you think it may be. And we're going to talk about why that dog is in the doghouse.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to do a little Hardy album review.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And related to that is a Today Years Old. Because I'm learning things just by listening to his music.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, I had no idea. So I'll combine an album review and a Today Years Old. And, we're going to talk about a little bit about our vacation plans this summer, maybe.
Man, it's such a mess.
And
I
I've
don't know
got
what we're doing.
One of the kids constantly, he's at his mother's, blowing up my phone.
Yeah.
And that hardly ever happens from the boys. It just will not stop.
Yeah.
And I'm going to explain why.
We got a lot to figure out about this summer. And we're already like thinking, what are we going to do? How do you do vacations anymore? It's so hard, especially when you've got blended families and different vacation schedules. It's hard. And I've got to work.
Yeah.
So.
But we've also got this just in.
What?
Apparently I said something.
Offensive?
I said something offensive.
Oh. Lewd or offensive? Both?
It was offensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to read you a letter.
Addressed to you.
Addressed to me.
For your offensiveness.
For my offensiveness.
Oh, I can't wait.
And you know what?
What?
This is kind of the seedling, like remember when my man Luke in Montana got really pissed off at me and he sent me the letter?
Because you kept interrupting me and wouldn't let me talk.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I emailed him back and said, well, yeah, I may be an asshole, but you're an asshole too.
Yeah.
And then we became like best friends.
Right.
And now we want to go fly fishing together.
When are we going to make that happen?
I don't know.
Maybe that could be our summer vacation plan.
Well, why don't we just go right into this? This has the seedling of maybe being one of those situations.
Oh, you're going to put a positive spin on it.
I think there is.
Turn a negative into a positive.
I think there is.
All right. As long as we get a vacation out of it, I'm cool.
Okay. Well, I don't know that there's going to be a vacation in this
one.
But before we do that, read this letter that's addressing my offensiveness. Why don't you do that?
I can do that really quickly because tonight when I do go to bed to cry myself to sleep because Fireside Lane just hit me in the feels. I will tell you this, I will sleep better than I have. Well, I've been sleeping this good for a couple of years now because when Alan and I decided to upgrade to a king size mattress, I went straight to the internet. I wanted to do my research and that's when I discovered Helix. All right. It's the #1 mattress picked by GQ and Wired magazine. And I was so excited that after I did all that research, Helix decided to become a sponsor of our podcast, Alan.
Yes, they did.
And I will admit, I was a little nervous about buying a mattress online because I had never done that before. But Helix takes all the worry and all the confusion out of that because they have the Helix Sleep Quiz. And in less than 2 minutes, you just answer a few simple questions about your sleep preferences and patterns. And voila, you are matched with the perfect mattress for you. And Alan and I were matched with the Helix Dusk Luxe. We love it. Our dog Zoe loves it. In fact, she beats me to bed every night. She's so excited. And if you, let's say you're a side sleeper, okay? Helix has models with memory foam layers that would give you optimal pressure relief on your side. If you sleep on your tummy or back, Helix has models with a more responsive foam that cradles your body and gives you that essential support you need. Helix has mattresses with enhanced cooling features for hot sleepers, mattresses for big and tall sleepers, even a mattress just for kids. Parents Magazine awarded Helix the best mattress winner for kids, in fact. And once you're matched with your perfect mattress, it ships straight to your door free of charge. There's no better way to test it out than sleeping on it in your own home. So Helix offers a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty, depending on the model you are matched with. We love our Helix. We know for sure you will too.
Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/sandwich. This is their best, not first. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
Thank you, Helix.
Love Helix. Okay, we're going to read a letter here. This letter is from...
Is this letter going to keep you up tonight? No, because you're going to be on Helix.
No, it's not going to keep me up tonight. You think a letter addressed at me is going to keep me up?
No.
No. I will sleep just fine. This letter is from Bethany. Subject, offended. PNP.
PNP?
PNP.
What does that stand for?
I don't know. Something nurse practitioner, I think. Physician nurse practitioner?
I can look it up real quick while you're reading.
Hi, Alan and Kellie. I put you first because this is mostly directed to you. I was listening to the most recent podcast about Emma Kellie's illness, and I would bet you offended most medical providers.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically PAs and NPs, because it hit a nerve with me.
Oh.
1, questioning, even if facetiously, whether we went to school for a long time to be able to assess and diagnose patients is ridiculous. Bethany is referring to when you said something about, I think I said, well, they didn't know what the diagnosis is, so they just said it was a virus. And you said, and I said, I could have done that. And you said, no, these people go to school a long time.
Oh, I did?
For that. And I said,
oh, good. So I said the right thing.
You were the good guy.
Okay,
yeah, I was the a-hole per usual.
Well, yeah.
But then I said, did they, or do they, or did she, like
a jerk?
No, I facetiously was just doing a bit.
Oh, you were doing a bit.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. So back to Bethany's letter. She says, referring to the did she comment. I realize you're being yourself, but mid-level providers already get slack for, quote, not being a doctor. I assure you we are more than qualified to see patients. NPs have over 7 years of school and
Nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
And
a master's degree or higher. PAs attended a program that is extremely competitive and received higher education that qualifies them to see patients. We both can assess, diagnose, order lab studies, and prescribe medications and therapies. Second, listing them out in bullet points.
Well, she needs to clear up a few things with you.
She does. Second, we do not say it's a viral illness as an excuse because we don't know what the illness is. Emma Kellie was tested for viral illnesses, COVID, flu, and mono, and a bacterial illness, strep, and the tests were negative. During the assessment, other bacterial illnesses that need treatment, ear infection, pneumonia, were ruled out. The term viral illness covers the over 200 viruses that she could have. We do not test them for all because A,
that would be stupid expensive.
Sub-bullets now.
Well, I mean, how can you test for 200 viruses?
A, it's expensive, and
yes.
B, it does not change the plan of care whatsoever.
Right. You just treat the symptoms of a virus because they have to run their course, right?
Third, I also agree this does not sound like a stomach virus. This was the Walter A. Evans's.
You said it was food poisoning.
I said it was food poisoning, yes, which I stand by.
And the nurse practitioner told me, or was it a PA? I can't remember now. Now I'm confused with all these letters. But she said, based on the symptoms, it did not sound like food poisoning.
I stand by my diagnosis.
Well,
third, I also agree that this does not sound like a stomach virus, as she did not have profuse, frequent vomiting or diarrhea.
Why do you have to change your voice for that?
No blood in a stool that points to E. coli, salmonella, or Shigella, for example. I don't even know what that
I don't
is.
know. I don't even know why you're changing your voice.
I know I'm on Rasberry, but saying these things diminishes our profession and expertise. If you do not think the provider is trained, well qualified, and you are not going to believe the diagnosis or consider it an excuse because we do not know what we are talking about, then why go in the first place?
I go because I trust them. I like them up there. It's an urgent care center. They get me in. You make an appointment online, you walk in. I go to her pediatrician's office. If they can see me that day, they can't. You know, I love it.
Bethany,
I love them up there.
Bethany's not done.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm done. I love your podcast and banter. This just irked me.
I get it. That's her thing. I get it. She's defensive of it because you called her baby ugly, basically.
Well, no, I've never called a baby ugly.
That
say they all look like Winston
It's
Churchill.
an analogy.
Oh.
You called her baby ugly, her profession. You were questioning it and calling her baby ugly.
Now, I will say that some babies are pretty and some aren't.
Alan, you're missing the point.
Okay. To end on a positive note, it is extremely admirable. Okay. Well, I didn't know she was going to say this. To end on a positive note, it is extremely admirable that you attended your daughter's graduation. You could have chosen not to, given the circumstances, and probably most parents in your situation would not go, but that's a stand-up move. Still love you both. Bethany, AP, here's her credentials. APRN, CPNP,
Wow.
and fuck them. Fuck them.
FUCCM.
FUCCM. Fuck them.
I wonder what that is.
It says fuck them.
Alan, stop it.
She says, notice the credentials and qualifications.
FUCCM.
FUCCM.
What is that? Florida Uniform Core Curriculum Matrix. That's
No,
not
she's
it.
from the great state of
What is
Texas, I think.
I can't find what that means.
Okay,
Wow.
well, we can follow up on that. Okay, so I got this letter and I emailed back.
Okay.
What do you think? You think I'm gonna get in a Boda match now?
No, I hope you apologized.
Here's what I
and
said.
Thanked her for straightening you out.
Here's
and
what
setting you on the right path.
Here's what I said. Bethany, thank you for the letter. I didn't mean any harm. I was just doing a bit. Do they? Was I? But no, seriously, I apologize. Please forgive me. If not, you and I can play Boda like me and my now friend Steven in Montana did for a while. I'll read your Shake Papers letter on the next podcast. It's a good one. Thank you for being a very, very best sweet, clean customer. A-Train. P.S. Is that last credential pronounced FUM? Do I need to change my voice when I read that list? People love lists of credentials.
Is it fellow of there's no U there. Fellow of Critical Care Medicine? That's FCCM. I can't find the FU.
Okay, so Bethany got it off her chest.
Yeah.
A-Train apologized. I get a follow-up letter
Oh, good.
from Bethany.
All good now?
A-Train. No way. I'm out on Boda. Yogurt. Panicking at that thought, LOL. I accept your apology. I know it's a bit, but I'm super passionate about my career as well as how my fellow providers are perceived. I almost left that change your voice credential out, but I knew you would love it. It stands for Fellow of Urgent Care College of Medicine, or FUCM.
Yeah, fellow. Okay. I didn't get the urgent care. I just got the critical care here. So there you go.
Yeah. And then Bethany says, P.S. Watch Succession. Great show.
Is that on HBO?
I don't know.
Oh, gosh. I don't know if we have HBO.
So there you go. All is good. All is good.
Well, good.
All is good.
Good.
And I wasn't throwing providers under the bus. I was just doing a bit.
Well, it didn't feel like a bit. You were being,
Oh, my
you were
goodness.
being annoying.
You
were needling like you do, and you just like a dog with a bone. You didn't let it go. I get her frustration.
I always question things.
I get her frustration.
I like to ask questions, and I like to question things.
You know, I was called a Karen. I've never been called a Karen.
There's a
before
group of
today.
women that are all named Karen that are trying to change that.
I know, but what can you change it to? Somebody had to be picked. She was mad. I went to Chick-fil-A yesterday. I haven't had a Chick-fil-A sandwich in forever. And I was, because, Emma Kellie always, with the kids in the car, I always go through Chick-fil-A. I've got the app and everything. I've saved up so much points. I can get free sandwiches and stuff. It was about 2:00 and I hadn't eaten anything. So I said, I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A. And I got a Chick-fil-A and I said, I want a Chick-fil-A sandwich with extra pickles, please. And he scanned my little thing and I got up and are you Kelly? Yes, I am. Get my sandwich and go on my way. And halfway home, after waiting in the Chick-fil-A line, you know how long that is, I take a bite out of my sandwich and I'm like, something's not right. I mean, extra pickles, you can taste it in every bite. And I tasted nothing. And I looked down on the bag and it said, no pickles. How can anybody hear no pickles when I said extra pickles?
They did the exact opposite.
They did the exact opposite of what I said. And I was so upset. I was so frustrated. It's like when you finally decide to splurge on something and it's not right. And it's like, I wasted it. So I got home and I happened to have some hamburger sliced pickles and I just loaded it up and ate it anyway. I said, okay, I'm all good. And this woman wrote me and told me I was being a Karen.
Well, that's because you did a selfie video and then
I didn't tag them. I did not tag them.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I did not. I did not tag them. A Karen would tag them.
So you
know how I responded to her?
What'd you say?
I said it's spelled Kellie.
Wow.
That's what I said.
So you got in a bow to match.
I left it at that. I don't have to say anything
Good
else.
for you, babe.
Yeah, I've never been called that before.
Good for you.
At least not in maybe I have, but I don't remember. I have short-term memory problems.
All right. Well, that's that. Hopefully me and Bethany are friends like me and Steven are.
It sounds like it's all good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I apologize. That's all I can do. I can apologize for my prickishness. That's all I can do.
When do I get my apology letter?
For what?
For when you're prickish to me.
When am I prickish to
when
you?
You frustrate me.
Don't
on
answer
the
that.
podcast.
Okay. So we've got a dog in the doghouse. So we came home the other day and the boys, I forgot where we were coming from, but the boys run in ahead of me and Cole looks at the floor and he goes, uh-oh. And I immediately think Larry crapped on the floor.
Of course you did. It's always Larry's fault, isn't it?
I thought he left a big steamer, a big growler right there on the floor. And I'm like,
well, Larry had that big thing on his neck. He couldn't go through the doggy door, but he had not one accident in the house during that whole situation. I just kept taking him out. He did his business outside. He was such a good boy.
So I come in and Cole, he reaches down to pick something up. And I'm like, whoa, what are you doing?
Get a napkin.
Yeah, get a towel or something. He picks up this white piece of plastic that's just chewed to bits. And he hands it to me. And I'm like, that's my like $9 million custom mouthpiece that Dr. Ty at Swisher Dental made me.
Well, it's not quite that much, but
it's
expensive. Is an expensive mouth.
Several $1,000s. It's very expensive.
It's what should save your life.
Good.
And give me a good night's sleep.
So I said, Zoe, bad dog.
And that was the extent of her punishment, everybody. That was the extent of Zoe's punishment.
It does no
bad dog, Zoe.
It does no good to punish her after the fact.
Because he left the mouthpiece on the nightstand. She jumped up there, got it, chewed it to bits. Bad dog, Zoe. End of punishment. That's Zoe in the doghouse. If that had been Larry,
everybody makes mistakes.
I would still be hearing it. He'd still be kicking Larry across the room.
No, I've never kicked Larry. You don't start
emotionally. You'd be kicking him emotionally.
I've probably done that a few times. But
Zoe can do no wrong. None.
She's so cute.
She's cute. I love her. But if that had been Larry, game over. I'd be fine. I'd be rehoming Larry today.
Yeah. So anyway, I had to go see Dr. Ty at Swisher Dental, and I haven't been there. I had that mouthpiece since 2019.
Wow.
So I have to do a sleep study again. If you're not familiar with what we're talking about, I was diagnosed with severe sleep apnea in 2019, meaning I was choking and gasping in my sleep 38 times every hour at night.
It was bad.
So I can't breathe at night, basically. No.
His opening in his air hole, his windpipe or whatever, is the size of a straw, is what we were told.
Yeah.
So your gag reflex is nowhere near as good as mine.
You know, I'm going to stand by that and say I'm proud of that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So I had to do another sleep study, and boy, they've gotten so much easier over the years. This one, I just wore this watch and then put this thing on my finger.
Yeah, the first time you did it, you had to wear something on your forehead.
On my head, yeah.
And every time you turned your head, it'd go, It say something. It's like
reposition
yeah,
the device.
reposition device, or something like that. So that was
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah. But this one was easy, and then it connected to the app on my phone, and then uploads Dr. Tide the data, and so she's gonna look at it, and then we're gonna have to make another mouthpiece. Yeah. So I left it on my nightstand, and I think we were.
You're lucky. You've done that a lot. You're
Yeah.
lucky that it hasn't been chewed up before now.
Dr. Ty was saying the number one reason people need a new mouthpiece is dogs chew it up. It's not that they lose it. It's the dog.
That's how Dylan's retainer got chewed up at his mom's house. The dog chewed up the smell. Yes. They love.
Why do they like that smell?
They love our smell. They love, they love us.
Yeah.
That's why when you have a baby and you have a dog at home and you have a baby, you're supposed to like take the baby blanket from the bassinet at the hospital and take it home and give it to the dog. So the dog can already know the baby's smell before you bring the dog home, because they're very attached to our smells.
I guess when you're used to sniffing butts and you think that that's very interesting, chewing a retainer, that's no big deal.
Nothing.
That's no big deal.
That's a treat.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's that.
There's that.
Zoe's in the doghouse. Mm-hmm.
She's in the doghouse.
Mm-hmm.
She's out of it now. But it wasn't her fault. I'm the doofus that left it out.
It wasn't her fault.
Well, yeah, she's a dog. She's just going to go smell it.
What if Larry had jumped up there and done that?
Well, first of all, he can't.
He can. He's learned how to jump on the little
the
stool thing, the ottoman thing, and jump up there. He's done that a couple of times with me, but I have to be up there.
I don't think he would be that daring.
No, not unless I'm up there. If I'm up there, he'll come up to me.
Yeah, I don't think he would try that. Although he jumps up on that chair sometimes in the living room. That's pretty high. That's as high as the kitchen counter.
So now you're starting to think it was Larry.
Maybe it was Larry.
It wasn't Larry.
Maybe it was Larry.
It was not Larry.
How do you know?
You know it wasn't Larry.
Yeah, it wasn't Larry. Okay, so moving on. I mentioned a couple of years ago, Kellie and I built a shed together.
I did help quite a bit.
Kellie helped a lot.
I mean, you did the majority, but I did help a lot.
Kellie helped a lot, and I couldn't have built the dang thing if she didn't help me. And it was one of those times where, I just put some music on and put it on repeat, and then it ran the entire. I think it took us 2 days to build that thing.
So we listened to one album over and over and over during that 2-day period.
And the artist's name, and we mentioned him on the podcast before. His name's Hardy,
and the album was called
A Rock.
A Rock.
In 2020, A Rock. And we listened to it and we loved it. And I just became a huge fan of Hardy. In fact, me and Bad Influence Jeff learned that he was going to be at Billy Bob's. So we went out there. I drove Jeff out there because I wanted to see Hardy.
It was on a school night and I couldn't go.
Yeah.
I had to get up the next morning.
So I saw Hardy at Billy Bob's, and I've just been a huge fan. Well, he just recently put out an album called, a couple of months ago, I guess, The Mockingbird and the Crow. And I didn't immediately listen to the album. I downloaded it, and it had a song called Red on it. And Morgan Wallen is featured.
Morgan Wallen?
Wallen is it? They did a duet. And it's a great song. So it's like really the only song I was listening to on the album. But I was doing a bunch of stuff around the house today, and I just ran the entire album. It is amazing. I love it. It is like the best thing I've heard in a long time.
Wow.
The songwriting is awesome. If you like country, you got to like country music.
He wins a lot of songwriting awards.
Oh, my gosh.
He writes a lot of songs for Morgan Wallen or with him. But it's a lot of rock. So it's like the Mockingbird and the Crow. So it's the rock and the country. So it's like two different versions of himself.
Right. The first part of it's the traditional country.
Right.
And then it kind of morphs into more of they call it grunge country.
And see, I'm not a big fan of that, but I have not listened to that entire album.
I'm telling you, babe, it's amazing. I loved it.
Okay, I'll have to give it a try.
So I have to
build something else so I can listen to it.
Yeah. So if you like country and then you like stuff that's maybe not like super traditional country with more of kind of a rock feel to it as it kind of progresses along, give it a listen because it is great. Is
that song "Get in the Truck" on this album?
Wait in the Truck.
You just want to wait in the truck. That won a bunch of awards.
Oh my gosh, that's about a woman. He's driving his truck and he sees this woman coming walking down the street in the rain, and she's bloody. And he says, "Get in the truck. You know, what happened?" And he kind of infers that she was beat up by her drunk boyfriend. He drives to the boyfriend's house, says, "Wait in the truck," goes in, kicks the door down, shoots the guy, kills him. Then he goes to jail.
Yeah.
And then the woman ends up visiting him at jail. But it's about domestic abuse, I guess.
Yeah.
And
it's deep.
so he keeps on saying, "God, forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me." It's really, so there's some songs like that are pretty deep and serious, but then there's a lot of kind of redneck fun songs too.
Like, where you at? That's not the rock album.
That was on that one we liked.
I know.
So anyway, give that a listen if you're interested. I love Hardy.
It's got your stamp of approval.
Oh man, it's super. And also the new Metallica is kind of growing on me a little bit. It's kind of growing on me a little bit. It's taken a while.
To it more?
Yeah, I've been listening to it more.
I told Alan, I said, I think because you're attached to the Metallica that you grew up with, it's like me with Duran Duran, right? I love all the old Duran Duran from my high school and college. But the new stuff, it's like, it doesn't resonate with me. But so the old stuff resonates with you because that brings you back the nostalgic feelings from your youth.
Yeah. I mean, they're the same band. It's good stuff. It's fast.
They just all that old.
It's technical. They're older than I am. I mean, they're in their late 50s.
We're old.
Yeah, they're in their late 50s. And
so is your wife.
Yeah.
Well, mid-50s.
Leanne Locken, today's her birthday, our friend.
Oh, I need to wish her happy birthday.
Friend of the podcast, friend of the Kid Craddock Morning Show. She's been on our podcast.
She has.
That was a while back. When was that?
When Real Housewives of Dallas was on the air.
Yeah.
We
got to do something with her and Rich. Haven't seen them in years.
Call them.
Since before.
Make a date.
Yeah. What's you're the social.
You can, every once in a while, you can plan something for us socially. You can do that.
Speaking of planning things, so our 10-year-old Dylan, looked up at me and I forgot what we were doing. We were probably fishing, and he looked up at me with those blue eyes and dimples. And
man, he works you.
Oh, he just said, "Daddy, there's just one thing I want to do this summer."
It doesn't matter what he said. Alan's going to do it.
Just one thing. I just want to go fishing with you on a guided tour.
That's it. Easy enough, right?
I'm like, bingo. Done. Easy. I got you. This was about a week ago. And I have a friend, his name's Kenny, and he guides at Cedar Creek Lake. We've been on a trip with him before. I don't think Kenny's going to be able to do it this year. So Dylan has been blowing up my phone. He's got a watch, but he can text from his watch. He can speak to text. And he has been texting me, babe, multiple times per day, every day.
Starting to panic.
Yeah, he's starting to panic. He's like, "Daddy, have you texted Kenny?" I'm like, "Yeah, bud, I texted him. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it, but he's going to get back to me." An hour later, "Have you heard from Kenny? What did Kenny say? Are you going to text him?" I'm like, "Bud, I promise I will take you fishing." He's like, "Okay, well, what if Kenny can't go? Then what are we going to do?" And I said, "Well, there's lots of guides. We can probably find a guide at Texoma." And he's like, "Well, what are we going to get at Texoma? What are we going to fish for?" I said, "Striper, white bass at Texoma." He goes, "Okay, well, can you text one of them and book it? And then when you book it, text me." I'm like, deal. I mean, he is going nuts.
Passionate.
So he's at his mom's house. So I don't know if he's just dreaming of fishing or what's going on, but I've never seen him like this.
No. He's like a dog with a bone. I wonder where he gets that from.
He's got the bug.
Yeah.
What does that mean? The dog with the bone. What's that?
I referred to you as that.
But what does that mean?
You won't let something go. Dog with a bone won't let it go.
Well, example?
Dylan calling you all the time worrying about fishing. It's a prime example right there.
Let stuff go. I got a short memory. So anyway, the end result is I haven't booked a fishing trip yet, but I better.
You better.
I better.
You better do some research and get that done.
And then Kelly and I have been talking about a family vacation.
I don't know what we're
going to do.
I don't know what we're going to do because we're going to Mexico, for Anna's wedding from the Kid Craddock Morning Show.
Nationally syndicated.
And then we're staying for the podcast family vacation at an adults only resort. The rest of the time we have the kids. I'm working. So if there's any kind of family vacation, it'll be just you and the kids. And then, Thanksgiving, we've got a break there. We can do something. But where we're going to go at Thanksgiving for a family vacation, it's just really, I don't know what we're going to do this year. Don't know.
They want to go to
nothing. Maybe
they want to go to Broken Bow.
They do.
They
They
love
do.
Broken Bow.
I know.
I love
We had
Broken Bow.
the best experience. It was 10 Star
The
and
Rust
Company. It was a husband and wife, and they have several cabins that sleep from 2 people to 18 or 22. And they do luxury cabins. And our kids were like, this is awesome. And they want to go back there. I'm like, I don't know if we can do that again, but we'll see. But we're looking at Broken Bow. I thought the kids would want to go to Florida and go maybe to Universal Studios or something, but we'll see.
Okay.
Don't know what we're going to do.
So we're working on a lot of vacation plans.
All in the talking stage
a
right
lot of
now.
talking stage. This isn't in the talking stage. You can't see me right now because you're listening to this podcast, but I'm wearing the official 2023 Riviera Maya podcast vacation
Yeah.
hat.
There you go. In red. This year's color's red.
It's red and white. It's crisp. It's right out of the box with these stickers on it. And you, sweet, clean, dear, good, strong listener, if you attend a podcast family vacation, you will receive one of these hats complimentary.
There you go. There you go.
So go to kellyandalan.com/vacation. And time's running out. I mean, we just got a couple of rooms left in the block. And if you hadn't made your vacation plans for July 4th by now,
TikTok.
you're about a month out. So
we're literally a month out.
Yeah. I know.
Like less.
I know.
So yeah.
I know.
Get it done.
So get her done.
I just booked my spray tan today. I booked my spray tan before the family vacation.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Got that on the books.
I booked mine too.
Yeah.
Babe, I forgot to do something when I was talking about Hardy, and maybe we'll just bring it home for Jerome with this.
What?
The Today Years Old.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm following along on Apple Music, reading the lyrics while, I'm listening to the music. And every once in a while, he'll say something, and I'm like, I think I know what that means, but I'm not entirely sure I know what that means. So like a dummy, I go, well, I guess like a dummy, I go look it up, and usually I get the answer. So let me run these by you and see if you know what they mean. And these are just phrases in the music. And you hear this a lot in country music. In the holler.
In the holler?
What does in the holler mean?
Well, isn't that like a valley kind of place, like a low-lying place?
South Kakalaki. Way to go,
Holler.
babe.
Yeah.
It means the hollow, the valley.
Yeah.
So in the sticks, the boondocks.
Yeah.
So in the holler.
I thought you were going to tell me you were today's years old when you learned that if you go to iTunes, you can click a button, it'll show you all the lyrics as they're singing them.
No, I knew that.
You knew that? I thought that's what you were going to say.
No. These are today years old, like things I learned by listening to the Hardy lyrics or reading the Hardy lyrics. In the holler, in the sticks, in the boondocks. Okay, here's a phrase out of one of the songs. Everybody knows how it goes, kissing in the moonlight glow, sitting shoddy, everybody sing along. Not shoddy. Sitting shoddy.
Is that shotgun? Sitting shotgun?
South Kakalaki.
Yeah.
Sitting shotgun.
Right.
I didn't know sitting shoddy.
You know what riding shotgun is?
I know what riding shotgun is, but I've never heard it called sitting shoddy.
Well, I mean, I just kind of figured that out.
You use context clues?
I just kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Or the Dewey Decimal System?
I'll never forget. It's so sweet. One time when I was riding, I'll never forget it. His name is Scotty Keefe. Such a cute kid. He was my brother's friend.
Talk about me.
I love a man in a truck, and if he's wearing a baseball hat while he's driving that truck, that's even better. But
I'm
one
wearing
time,
a baseball hat right now.
You're not driving a truck right now. I think that is so sexy. And one time, I don't know why, but it's my brother's friend. He was like a year younger than me. He was the hot little stud at school, and we were driving somewhere, and he said, "Come sit next to me." And we were in the front of a truck where it didn't have it was just like the one bench seat. And he pulled me over and put his arm around me while we drove. But I felt so feminine in that moment. I loved it. I love that.
Okay.
Remember that.
So you were sitting shoddy.
I was.
Here's another lyric from one of the Hardy songs. Yo ho ho and a bottle of dew, mix it with a trickle of dickle or two.
Trickle of dickle. Well, what could that be? Jack Daniels?
Dickel is it's George Dickel whiskey.
Okay.
It's Tennessee whiskey.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, Dickel. You hear that a lot in country music. Dickel.
I've not heard dickle.
Have you not?
No, I just kind of it's like you kind of put 2 and 2 together.
It's a funny word.
Mm.
There's a NASCAR driver named Dick Trickle.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I thought you were going to say he put peanuts in his Mountain Dew, but usually you do that with Pepsi.
no, he put a trickle of dickle in his
Mm.
Dew. Yo ho ho in a bottle of Dew. And then the last, well, Bud Heavy. You know what that is?
It's Budweiser.
Regular
Not Bud Light, yeah.
Not, wow. Not what?
Bud Light. It's Bud Heavy.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, stop it.
And then I do know what this is, and I felt proud that I did know this. So he's got a song and he's talking about how his girlfriend or his wife drove off like Joe Nemechek. You know who Joe Nemechek is? I mean, it is obscure.
I don't know.
He's a freaking NASCAR driver from the 80s.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, I know what that means.
I knew Kellie Yarborough if he made that reference.
Kellie Yarborough? Yeah, I remember Kellie Yarborough.
Yeah, my cousin worked for Kellie Yarborough at his car dealership.
Get out of here.
He had a car dealership, yeah.
No kidding.
In Florence. And he also owned a Hardee's franchise.
Not related to Michael Hardy, the country singer.
No.
Hardee's.
Yeah.
I used to get the hot ham and cheese.
Yeah.
Remember the hot ham and cheese and the foil? And then they kind of burn some of that cheese on the foil, and you get your finger and scrape it off of there and eat that cheese on that foil.
There you go. Well, Alan, I'm glad you're like researching your country tunes. That's exciting.
You're just glad I did some kind of research for this dang thing.
Well, I'm telling you, I was emotionally spent. Alan said, I got you tonight. And I was like, I'm going to let you get me. I'm so depressed.
I'm sorry.
So depressed. Firefly Lane gutted me. So sad.
All right, babe. Well, I don't want you to be sad. Well, let's sign off just real quick. Shout out to all of the wonderful staff at DFW Sleep Solutions. That's Dr. Ty's office. They were so nice to me. We got lots of pictures and caught up. Haven't seen them since 2000.
We need to have Dr. Ty on the show to talk about
We're
sleep apnea.
going to.
Because so many people.
We're going to.
Just because you snore does not mean you have sleep apnea. And just because you don't snore does not mean you don't have sleep apnea.
Right.
So it's very interesting conversation.
It's very interesting.
And treating sleep apnea could prolong your life.
Oh, 100%. Babe, she was telling me that she has had people call her saying, I need to make an appointment. And she says, okay, let's make an appointment, 2 weeks or whatever, and come in. What kind of issues you have? Oh, bad snoring, blah, blah, blah. She goes, she's had patients die
before they can get in. Yeah.
And not all older people, not all heavy people. I'm not heavy, I'm kind of just normal, average, and I'm not in my 70s.
But you've been snoring like this since you were a teenager.
Since I was a teenager. Yeah. I guess it's because of my anatomy or whatever. It's just, I can't help it. So yeah, it's a serious thing. And we looked at all these graphs and stuff and charts and statistics. And she was saying, what was it, that if you're going to have a heart attack from sleep apnea, it's going to happen between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Yeah. That's when most people with sleep apnea have a heart attack at night.
It's horrifying as the spouse of somebody that has it. It's not just men that have it. Some women do this too. The choking and the when you just stop breathing and you're just lying there waiting. Okay, I know he's going to start breathing in a minute. And it's just like, it feels like forever. And then when you finally do, I mean, I can't even do it now. I'll start choking. The noises you make, it's scary. And so he thinks he's asleep, but he's waking up 38 times an hour. So he's not getting restful sleep. I was waking up. We were two cranky people, and we can't afford to have both of us cranky. Only one can be cranky at a time for this marriage to survive.
That's right.
So that's why getting this new mouthpiece is of the utmost importance.
Yeah, but we are going to have Dr. Ty on. We already talked about it. We're going to do a podcast with her. We just need to schedule it. So We'll do that. And then lastly, shout out to the gal, who I was at the world headquarters the other day picking up the mail. And I'm walking to my motorbike and I hear, hey, train. And I'm like, ah. I turn around and there's a young lady standing there, a young gal, and she was at there's like a Pilates studio over there or something.
Bar Method or something.
Yeah. She had run out of there because she saw me and she wanted to do the, hey, train. And I'm like, oh, hey. And she goes, hey. And then she kind of just looked at me and I looked at her And I looked at her, and she looked at me, and she goes, yogurt. And then she just ran back inside.
That's perfect.
She panicked.
Perfect.
I thought it was funny.
You didn't help her out.
Well, I said hi.
And you just stood there,
Well,
staring contest.
It was like when someone says hello to you, but they're like, she's like 50 yards away. So I'm like, we can't have a conversation. We'd be yelling at each other. Hey, train. And then I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
And then she's yogurt. And then
That's
just,
funny.
yeah. All right, babe. Well, that's all I got.
Mom, thank you for carrying me tonight. I'll get you next
You
time.
got me next time?
I'll get you next time.
All right. Anything else?
No, not right now.
Okay. Well, I love you desperately.
Love you.
I love Dick Trickle. I love George Dickel. I love Kellie Yarborough.
I love extra pickles.
You love extra
with
pickles.
the rhyming thing.
And I love Joe Nemechek. Love Hardy. I love that new album. It is great. The Mockingbird and the Crow. But I am sure we will podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
All right.
Half a bottle of George Dickel and a fully loaded pistol. Ugh.
Thank you, Michael.
Yogurt. Yeah, she panicked. What did I miss? Dee Dee, where are you now?
How do you spell Dickel? Dickel? Ellie?
Dickel? Like George Dickel?
Mm-hmm.
Dickel is George Dickel whiskey. It's different from Dick Trickle. Yo ho ho and a bottle of dew, mix it with a trickle of Dickel or two. I love it. So good. A sandwich and a trickle of Dickel? Yeah. A sandwich and a trickle of Dickel. Love it. There you go. Boom. Done. Oh, Terry, babe. Alba Golden. Charles, I have not done that. I'm having a hard time fighting that price tag. I mean, I don't want to sit like Sin Galvan. I'm taking them. You sent me some though in these unmarked bottles. Like, what is that? I have no idea. Like, what is that? I'm afraid to take those. Can you tell me what those are? And then can you clip Kelly saying, he had to get his wiener whacked, and that's it. I'm going to put that on, I'm going to replace one of the drops. Because a lot of these I don't even use. His burping, tooting, what is that? His burping, tooting, lewd, door shut. Girl, hang out with me and get some sausage. My husband is a living bit. Applause, rim shot, and crickets. We do that. I'm Kellie Rasberry, damn it. We use that one. Yeah, I can replace one of those. Oh, Lake Fork. Yeah, Dee Dee, I'm gonna have to. Do any of you guys know? Do any of you guys know any guides? I need a guide stat. Half a bottle of George Dickel and a fully loaded pistol.
Don't read my stuff. I don't like reading over my shoulder.
Terry, you have a relative who's a guide? What do I do? Where does he guide? What lake? I don't think Dale cares like what we go fish for. He just wants somebody to take us to where fish are. Lake Fork? Yeah, Lake Fork's not. I don't think that's super far, is it? Probably find us. I'm a VIP at Red Robin. I'm sure we can find a Red Robin around there somewhere, right? Where's Mel? Is Mel in there? Hello, Mel. Oh, hey, Mel. Mel's in there. Daniel. Here, hold on.
God, my head's itching. I've used too much hair product, like dry shampoo, and now my scalp is like all coated and itchy. It's gross. I have to wash it tomorrow. It's really bad.
Lake Fork. It's a bass lake. Okay, well, I'll look that up and see what the deal is. It's either going to be there or Texoma. I've never been striper fishing on Texoma. I kind of wouldn't mind doing that, but PK, yeah, PK's cool, Michael. It's very nice out there, scenic. Okay, wacky marketing department. What's the problem now? What am I doing wrong now? Now I feel like my dad. I'm always giving him the business for things he should be doing better. What is it that I'm not doing now that is satisfactory to you? Oh, yeah, I don't know, Charles. I don't know if I've got $1,000 to go see Metallica because I'd want to be pretty close. You know, I've seen them 3 times. I don't know. Yogurt. Yogurt. I'm sweating. Are you hot?
Well, you walked. Your body temperature's up. Phew. Did you just burp again?
No, I didn't burp.
That smell is so offensive to me.
How come I'm so offensive?
Just the smell of the Pepsi on your breath. I don't know why. Ugh.
Why am I so offensive to everybody? Huh? Just because I went, do they? How was that offensive when I went, do they? Yes, menopause. Hello, Mel. Mel, did you ever get that meme I sent you? I don't know if you check your DMs, but I sent you this this comedian, and he was jamming out to Creed. He's like, he's always posting like Gen X stuff, and he was doing this bit where, like, when you hear a Creed song, you know, you're trying to play it cool, like it doesn't jam, you know, you're just kind of bobbing your head. And then by the end of it, you're freaking like, you know, throwing the horns up and really getting into it. It was one of those kind of bits. Yeah, I can do that, Charles. I can do $25 at AMC. Manopause. All right, guys. We're going to do a little upload. Get this distributed up to the very, very sweet, clean Riley. And stop talking. Oh, okay. Arizona. Well, we did a lot.
Yeah.
Jumping all over the place, too.
Yeah, as usual. We jump a lot.
Per usual. Yeah, Terry, if you've got it, you got his number? I'll write it down here on my pad, my Inspire pad with my pen. See that? It's a pen. I have my pen. I'm going to take down the number with my pen and pad. Even though that whips sin, I should be keying it in my notes app. I will have you know, I've got like, I don't know, several hundred notes here. Going back to 2018. Oh my gosh. Here's a note 2018, we must have done a podcast bit. Words I like: creamy, spelunking, dawdle, bottom, fellowship, bushed, lewd, macabre, defeated, refreshments. Words I don't like: taboo, gurgle, bloviate, feces, lance, awesome, deposit, orange, gas, and sack. Oh, it must have been a podcast from 2018.
What?
What I just did.
Oh, I wasn't
Some
listening.
bonus content for the video. There you go. Oh, I used to keep. I could add to this. I kept a log. People I've been told I look like, because that happens all the freaking time. Joe Manganiello.
Manganiello. He's married to Sofia Vergara. He's very, very tall, and he was in Magic Mike.
Robert Downey Jr.,
Iron Man.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Javier Bardem, Ray Romano, Rob Estes,
Oh,
David Schwimmer.
this is good looking.
Well, he was back in the early 2000s.
You remember who he is?
Yeah, he was on
From Melrose
Silk
Place.
Stockings.
In Melrose Place.
David Schwimmer, Nicolas Cage. I'm just telling you what people tell me. Mark Cuban. I don't know if that's an insult to me or Mark Cuban. Richard Rawlings. Stanley Tucci. I mean, I've got some old notes in here.
People have told you look like those people?
Yeah, I didn't make that up. Chef Alonzo's healthy but hearty chili.
Make sure you send the right link this week.
Meat. Hold on. Where's the beans? Got no beans. Garlic, onion, bell pepper, mushrooms, tomatoes, celery, onions, cilantro. Got no beans.
What are you talking about?
I'm going through all my old notes here.
Okay, I'm gonna go let the dogs out.
Huh. Oh, there's some funny stuff in here. We should just reuse this. Kellie is so mad.
How mad is she?
She could start a fight in an empty house. She is so mad. She'd argue with a wooden Indian. She is so mad. She raised hell and stuck a chunk under it. What does that mean? She is so mad. She's the only hell her mama ever raised.
I turned out to be the only hell my mama ever raised. What is it? Hey, Jesus. Da, 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 da. Take me back to the... What is that song? Is that Hank Williams Jr.? Hank Williams Jr.? I turned out to be the only hell my mama... I haven't heard that song in forever. The only hell my mama ever raised. Do y'all follow the Southern Lady Cooks? You get an email every day with delicious Southern recipes. My mother told me about it. And today I'm going through some old ones that I haven't gotten to in a while. Bacon cabbage skillet. Your mom makes good bacon cabbage.
Oh, the Tank Twins.
Tank Top Twins. It's you and JC.
I'm A-Train and I'm tan up top. Minivan door, school parking lot. Haters busy plotting on what we got. Kicking in your door, Big Al, you thought I'd be doing magic on the tabletop. Have Filipino blood, limbo a lot. My Speedo is lit and I strut a lot. Bro, on the A-Train, I do what I want. Didn't know you would Al when you call me up. Kick out the Cheetos and say thanks a lot.
Cajun baked spaghetti. That sounds good.
Rock and rap a life like I'm Travis Scott. I can do things that my man cannot. Tank Twins coming down. Damn, we hot. Big Al say we gotta be stopped. Don Cheetos have one song that we rock. We hip hop rehearsing, you going solo. how you comprehend when you at Home Depot. You went to wax a hatchet, so you vanished. God. That's JC's part. I don't remember what he did.
He probably did it where it beat, at least.
Wow. There are some vintage notes in here. Huh. Got podcasts among podcasts in the notes. It's our T's and D's theme show song. Old notes, yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We will talk to you all very soon and see you on the social medias. Brittany. Share?